Active cheaters in the top 100? You really think we would let that pass? Famous, or rather infamous words that came from the creator of OS in early 2015 as he was reassuring everyone that staff was capable of taking care of cheaters. This all came after allegations that there were many among the ranking, but he held his ground and trusted in his anti-cheat and team to do the job. Unfortunately for him, and many others in the community, a series of events would unfold that completely dismantled much of the trust that the average player had in the game's anti-cheat and staff. Towards the end of 2015, a mysterious Korean player named Neptunia rose very quickly up the rankings, seemingly out of nowhere. Neptunia soon after renamed to Psycho and would claim to be an offline player who decided to start setting scores on the leaderboards. This set off alarms for a few people who recognized how strange this story seemed, but there was no solid proof yet. Psycho continued to destroy the rankings with scores on high BPM, AR11, AR8, high OD, and everything in between. Finally, a very observant player noticed that whenever Psycho misaimed a note, he never made a keystroke, a telltale sign of a relax hack being used. Along with this, his strange offline playstyle seemed to be a front for replay submitting whenever he came online. He made it all the way to number 11 before being banned. Eventually, it came out that the person behind Psycho was none other than Ben from a certain cheating website. With Psycho now gone and this method of finding relax hacks detectable, everyone continued as usual with their days. In early 2016, a player from the United Kingdom named Crai rose very quickly up the rankings, seemingly out of nowhere. Crai was already somewhat established as a player, but this sudden skill boost caught the attention of many. He became much faster and was able to set many good double time scores that were just slightly out of his reach before. Again, some were immediately suspicious of him, but many just chalked it up to normal improvement. After breaking the top 10, he set some scores that were very questionable to say the least, and public opinion started to sway. Finally, on a Twitch stream, Crai showed that he was using Time Warp and had indeed cheated some of his top plays. Word quickly made way to staff, and in the middle of his stream, his account was promptly taken off the rankings. He made it all the way to number 7 before being banned. Now Pepe's quote had officially achieved meme status since 2 of the highest ranking players had been found cheating. Crai has since been unbanned and plays legitimately now. Once he was taken care of though, there was a new number 1 UK player in town, ready to make things even more chaotic. Around spring 2016, a United Kingdom player named Glitter Goose rose very quickly up the rankings, seemingly out of nowhere. He had made a name for himself with his 3-mod AR11 plays on some lower level maps and was ready to take it up a notch. The 2 top players who had this similar rise immediately before brought much suspicion on Glitter Goose, especially because of his uncommon skill set. He still had many supporters though, until his plays would slowly become increasingly unbelievably hard, which changed their minds. Still, despite these plays, Glitter Goose remained active and continued on without staff doing anything. Finally, he admitted to cheating and decided to go out blatantly since staff apparently wasn't going to ban him otherwise. He made it all the way to number 13 before being banned. These cheaters basically had to admit to cheating before anything would be done about them, which was a huge blow to the faith in anti-cheat. Glitter Goose also has since been unbanned and plays legitimately now. These 3 high-profile cases of cheating in the upper level of the OS ranking opened Pandora's box for the community. Needless to say, Pepe eventually did realize that there were indeed active cheaters in the top 100. The fear of cheaters slipping past the radar and making it to the top was now proven time and time again, and panic began. At this time, a large amount of people would look to players who were improving quickly or setting scores that they thought were strange and cast doubt on them. This witch hunting claimed many victims, such as Vaxe, Arison, Spare, and Xarius, who found themselves berated for months with cheating accusations. Some very unfortunate individuals found themselves relentlessly witch hunt and their every play scrutinized for any signs of cheats. Fiasco and Azerate were even banned for a time because the public was so convinced that they were cheating. All of the players mentioned here have since been accepted as legitimate players, but the damage had already been done. None of this was helped when later in the year Nara, a top 10 player, was banned for cheating, and MyGH69, another very highly ranked player, was revealed to be a multi-account used by multiple banned players. These events helped spread the guilty until proven innocent attitude many hold that still exists in the community to this day. It truly was a chaotic time, with blatant cheaters not being banned until they admitted, and even some legitimate players being banned without any proof. There were definitely some mistakes made both on part of staff and community, and I hope we can learn from this event so we aren't doomed to repeat it over and over again. Also, I know I already said this, but Crai and Glitter Goose are reformed, so please forgive them.